It's been a year since I filmed the last video, so I think I owe you a story. So let's talk, shall we? I don't even know how to start. Okay, hello, I'm back again. I'm having a bit of a deja vu. There's been a period of time on this channel where I disappeared for a half a year, and I came back and I was like, okay, life happened, blah 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 blah, yada yada yada, and filmed 2 videos exactly, and I clocked off for a year. And I'm not going to go into too much detail. Okay, I definitely lied and yepped too much, but it's a long story. But if you're not interested in it and you're here for the baking and for the cozy crafting and artsy stuff, just skip here to this time. You're welcome. I took a break, and not just from filming and from YouTube, but I accidentally took a gap year. Let's talk about that. So last year I was supposed to start my final year of my master studies, and since I was so terrified of not having a job once I finish my studies, I accepted a job offer. From September 2024 I teach elementary school. At the beginning it was supposed to be like 1 day a week, just conversation classes, speaking, and that's about it. But you know, it evolved during the summer break. They kept asking me, can you take maybe more classes, maybe 2 days a week? Didn't want to lose this job opportunity, so I was like, okay, I can do two days a week, that's fine. Yes, I can do 5 classes, that's fine. In the end it was 3 days a week and 13 hours of English lessons. 6th grade, 7th grade, 9th grade. Never teach 9th grade when they loved their previous English teacher. They're gonna hate you. Don't blame them. And 1st graders. I taught 1st graders. I am not trained in that, but I was there with their own teacher, so it was fine. In the end it was really fun, but yeah, so many new things for me. Okay, so I started September, it was fine, but then obviously October rolls in and I have to go back to uni. I made my schedule for 2 days a week to fit it around my teaching job. Sure, it's 13 classes a week, it's not much, it's half of a full-time job really, so part-time job of English teaching. There's so much more to it when you're a 1st year teacher, because you're learning how to talk to parents, you're learning how to manage the classroom, and oh my god, I can't deal with preteens, I can't. So what happened is there's much more to it than just teaching, obviously, and the 1st year is the hardest for everyone because everything's new and you're learning so much. I felt more responsible for the 100 of kids I taught than for my own studies. Imagine this, you're in a lecture at university, everybody's kind of taking notes or pretend to do that, or they're listening a bit. And here I am making lessons for my tomorrow's teaching job. By the end of winter term, as the exam period started, I realized I know nothing. I realized I went to school every week, but I didn't really pay attention. That's not enough for the exam. So I took some, I passed some, I failed some, and I didn't go to some. Around this time period, I realized I'm still really burnt out from the last term, the one that you saw a glimpse of in the last video. And usually it fixes itself over the summer, but this time it didn't. And on top of my teaching job, you have the university burnout, and it's just too much. It's too much. So it's Christmas time, and I'm crying here. I'm telling my boyfriend, that's it. I'm quitting university. I can't do this anymore. My family is gonna kill me, but I can't finish my master's studies. I have a bachelor degree. That's fine. That's enough in my expertise or in my field. Translators are not more valued when they have masters. They're not. And sure, degrees can open some doors. I realized that quitting would mean I would have to start another university, because I cannot keep teaching without a master's degree, right? You have to have a master's degree and some teacher's training in order to teach. Now I didn't actually quit, just stopped going to school. But technically I was still a student, and I was looking for another, like, remote studies, something that would be easier. But still I was thinking, oh my god, I have to do this again, like 2 years. I was nearly at the end, and I have to study for 2 more years to get a master's degree to teach. And at this point I'm so tired and overwhelmed and crying all the time and struggling at work. I don't even know if I want to keep teaching. So at this point in the story, it's May. I'm signed up for an entrance exam, and the morning of, I decided I'm not going. I told my parents that I am not going to finish university and I'm not going to study another university. I told them I'm not going to keep on teaching. And as you may imagine, there are questions like, what are you going to do? I don't know. I think I'm going to teach, but not in school, but privately, as I did and as I do sometimes, but on much bigger scale, right? The only people who believed in me at this point were my best friend, my sister, and my boyfriend, who's been so great, and the best and the greatest support through this whole journey, because it was a roller coaster. One day I come home, I'm like, I love it, I love teaching, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a good teacher, blah 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 blah, yada yada. And the other day I come home, I'm like, I'm quitting. It's been a roller coaster, a year of roller coaster, of me barely keeping it together, of my anxiety becoming so bad again, of my depression returning with a force that I forgot how strong it could be. So it was a year, and during all of that I'm going to work. I'm standing in front of kids every day and I act like nothing's going on. And then when my students found out at the end of the year, they were really sad. They kept begging me to stay, and it was really heartbreaking. And my colleagues were really great. I loved them. I made so many new friends. It was a really emotional time because I started doubting myself. I was like, I shouldn't leave because I loved the people, I loved the kids, but I left. And now, 2 months after I did so, I have to say I'm proud of myself for doing that, for recognizing that I have to leave, and for taking that big step and for leaving, because I feel so relieved. And I now know, although I love the people and I love the kids and I kind of love the job, well, the teaching part of the job, all of the issues and paperwork, nobody loves that. But there are people that can do it because they feel like this is what they're supposed to do, and I didn't have that. It was just eating me alive, and I was becoming someone I'm not. I'm really proud of myself for taking that step and for leaving, for doing the hard thing, because I feel like it was good for me. Back to the question, what are you going to do now? Everybody tried to help, right? Everybody was like, you should do this, you should do that. Everybody had an opinion, and I said thank you, but what I need to do now is be alone for at least 2 or 3 weeks. I'm going to clean because I know that calms my mind and helps me think. Then I went to my uni town because I still have my therapist here, and I saw students all dressed up, and I realized it's the graduation season, right? And I saw them in their dresses with flowers and parents and friends and partners and all that. I remember thinking, damn, I'm never gonna have that because I was stupid and I didn't go to my bachelor graduation. I was like, I'm not going there. All of my friends are graduating a year later. I'm going to do my master's and then we can graduate with my new friends. The end of the whole studies. That's when I can celebrate. So I didn't celebrate my bachelor's and I don't get to celebrate my master's. I mean, I don't know, I might need the degree in the future. But as of now, I don't need it. And yet, I feel like it's an open chapter, which if I don't close, I will always remember it and I will always feel a bit sad about it. Every time I come to my uni town, I'll feel like, damn, I still belong here. This is the place where I haven't finished my business. It's still an open chapter. And that's been nagging me. And I talked through these feelings with my therapist and my boyfriend, and I realized I actually want to finish my studies. I took a break. I accidentally took a gap year, right? I think my burnout is healed now, and I did a lot of healing over the summer break. I feel stronger and more myself, and I feel like I can now finish my studies. And since I haven't left school officially, I contacted my supervisor and the head of the department. I asked him, can I still go on studying? Is there something that would be keeping me from that? So we went through all those things and the curriculum and stuff, and we realized the only thing I have to finish up and wrap up before the new university year starts is my thesis topic. A year later, I had the time to sit down and really think, okay, so what do I want to do? And I came up with a great topic, which I will share with you. It's still non-binary, language in translation related, but it's focused on The Sims 4. My research is now playing The Sims. Great fun. I'm all set. I'm all good. I can go back to uni. After what feels like years, I'm actually excited to go back. And this is now going to be my final year. And I don't teach at elementary school anymore, so I have all the time in the world to just focus on my university studies, which is something I haven't had for ages, for a year really. And I feel like I forgot what it feels like to have this much time to focus on one thing. And I feel a lot calmer and a lot more, excited. And I really want to finish that chapter. I think that's what motivates me to finish it. Not my parents, not some promise of having a job in the future, just my inner feeling of this is what I want to do for myself. And I feel like that is the right kind of motivation, not doing it for others, but for yourself. I don't know what I want to do, but now I'm going to go back to school. I'm hoping to take you along for the ride, this time properly so. I think I can manage this time. First time is the charm, that's what they say. Okay, and what's the plan for today? It's really a fall-like moody day, rainy day. So me and my friend decided to have a dinner party in the evening, and since I got into painting and crafting and kind of influenced her to do the same, we are gonna paint and craft and eat some goodies. And for that I have to bake something good. because it's such a moody autumn day. But last night there was actually a big storm and the thunders woke me up. So it's like two seasons are meeting and changing. We have summer and now we have pretty much fall. Okay, we are back from our walk. That was really nice actually. It's kind of crisp outside, but I like it. I feel like the blondies are now cool enough for me to make the icing. So I'll combine just powdered sugar and some lemon juice. I will spread the icing over the blondies and I'll leave it to set in the fridge for as long as possible. It's 2 o'clock and we are meeting at around 5-ish, so it will have like 3 hours to set. It's not gonna be perfect, but it's gonna be tasty, I know that. Okay, so let's make the icing. After 1 hour, 2 hours.
Can you see the...
Can you see the end now?
Oh my god! What if I